What's up guys, this is Danny from Rethink Peer-to-Peer Lending. Welcome back to yet another portfolio update on my channel. In today's video, I will provide you with an update on my current portfolio developments, as well as discuss the most recent events that have happened on a number of platforms. Overall, my peer-to-peer portfolio generated a total income of 615 euros last month, which is my personal highest income since I started to invest in peer-to-peer lending. New personal best income numbers for individual platforms have been achieved by PeerBerry with 254 euros, Income Marketplace with 67 euros, and Lande with 50 euros. The performance continues to be led by PeerBerry with 13.05%. On the other side, I also managed to achieve personal best returns on Twino and on Income Marketplace by the end of the month. The return on Estate Guru continues to decline. However, there have been some positive news lately, as the first defaulted project in Germany was recovered, and also the overall trend indicates that the peak of the defaulted loans might have been behind us. My outstanding peer-to-peer portfolio increased to 76,386 euros in June. My target is now to hit at least the 81,000 mark by latest the end of this year. Since there have been a number of transactions in my portfolio recently, let's take a brief look at some of those platforms in detail. PeerBerry remains the undisputed number one in my portfolio, as both the outstanding portfolio size and the total return are leading the way in my personal peer-to-peer portfolio. As in previous months, another 1.8 million euros of war-affected loans have been repaid to investors, which means that only around 8 million euros are now left until PeerBerry partners would have covered all outstanding debts since the start of the war. A remarkable achievement that will certainly lead to another run on the platform, continuing the trend of cash drag and lower interest rates. Temporary cash drag is also a problem that affects Esketit from time to time, which is why the Latvian lender Aksioma was recently added to the platform in order to broaden the loan offering. Because the demand for a secured 7% interest return was simply too low, the Latvian lender was recently added to the diversified strategy, which has lowered the expected return of the strategy from 12 to 11%. For me personally, this is still within a reasonable range, which is why I deposit another 1,000 euros in the previous month. Another 1,000 euros have been deposited on Income Marketplace last month. The platform continues to increase the facilitated investment amount month by month, with 5.6 million euros financed in June, which pushes the outstanding portfolio size to over 13 million euros. On the other hand, there have only been smaller amounts coming back from the Brazilian lender ClickCash. The marketplace is still working on a bigger solution to repay the remaining 155,000 euros to the affected investors. On Bondora, Go&Grow, I withdrew 2,000 euros each in both May and June, a trend that will continue until my position on the platform is cleared. I have already explained the reasons for my exit on Go&Grow in the previous portfolio update, a platform that manages millions of investors' funds, which continuously refuses to share performance-relevant data of the loan portfolio so that investors can make an informed and educated investment decision, no longer deserves a place in my portfolio. The same fate is now coming to Viainvest as well. Apart from the many shortcomings that have already been discussed in previous months, my newly introduced zero-tolerance policy for intransparency is the reason why platforms such as Viainvest will no longer find a place in my portfolio. To be fair, Viainvest has delivered a decent return in the last 4+ years, despite all shortcomings and inconsistencies. But in case of doubt, I would rather have a worse performance from a transparent platform like Estate Guru, where I can always reassess and reevaluate the risk, than to have a better return from a black box and non-transparent platform like Viainvest. Transparency is the most important requirement from an investor's point of view to make a qualitative and measurable assessment when making an investment decision. Platforms that do not provide any information on how big the managed portfolio is and what performance it achieves end up benefiting from dump money of inexperienced investors. As a part of the financial blogger community, I don't want to support these practices in the future anymore, which is why I set a clear sign in my personal portfolio: no tolerance for intransparency. To wrap up the portfolio update, I also want to address my concerns regarding two platforms outside of my personal portfolio, which are Credon and High5. For your reference, I have published an extensive analysis about Credon on my blog, where you can check out the entire chronology of the platform, including all red flags that I have spotted in the process. I also linked to all my sources that I have used, so you can easily double check them yourself. Since I published my research, the websites of all three Credon lenders are offline and can no longer be reached via the internet. This reinforces the suspicion that the lenders were primarily created to collect money for the Credon platform without any serious intentions regarding loan financing. As far as High5 is concerned, I have already expressed my concerns about the platform very clearly in the past. Most recently, I also noticed that the number of newly registered users in June was unusually high, which I find very difficult to imagine due to the current uncertainties around the platform. Maybe you have already come across that some High5 lawyers in Germany are now threatening me with legal actions due to my investigations regarding their business partner Ruasas Rupsis. If you want, you can find more details about this on my German channel, and I would also encourage you to carefully read my High5 review on the blog.